No, you don't. You, shorty that ran into my fiance car.
It's something different about him, and I know that he has a girl, but everything about him just says that he's supposed to be mine. Like, I can honestly feel it.
Man, I see you out here doing big things, man.
Being here with you was really making me happy.
I felt the same way too.
When I get home, I got a lot to handle. You do too. I know you got a man.
You have a whole fiance at home, remember?
Girl, did he hit you?
I already knew how this little thing between us was gonna end.
Can I be cooped up in this dirty, dingy ass motel room like this, bro? This right here, this is our reality.
You both knew that this wasn't gonna work.
We got something special.
I have to save myself.
Don't touch me again. You know what's happening.
Get out! All my life, I've been waiting for somebody to save me. I knew that it was gonna be you.
Oh, I can't seem to let you go.
What's poppin', T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition, Season 18, Episode 6 review. You guys just checked out the trailer for my upcoming movie, Paper Heart. I'm so excited. It will be available on Tubi and IMDb, probably within the next 2 months. Probably by the end of this year, it'll be available to stream online. But I'm so happy you guys have enjoyed and liked the trailer. Thanks for all of the kind comments and everything. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, you guys. So on tonight's episode, Brock tries to have sex with Amber, and he's humping her like a dog, but she is like, "Get off of me." It's like she was cringing. You know how when a guy like you and you don't like him and they try to like touch you or hug you and you just recoil? That's what it was very much giving me. It was very much giving me, this is like my brother and we are not like that with each other. I just still don't see it for them. I still don't believe in this relationship that they supposed to have. I just don't believe it. So Dr. Ish and Judge told the peep that they haven't even been intimate the whole time that they've been there. So the group is sitting at the kitchen table and they ask Moani where she's at now as far as, you know, the whole process and her relationship with Tough, and she says she doesn't know. They tell her that she should forgive him for what he did at the age of 25. So I didn't know that this happened like years ago when he cheated on her while she was pregnant. I'm thinking this is like some new shit that just happened. Like they got a little baby at home and some shit like that. I did not know that this shit happened like years and years and years ago. I think they even mentioned that their daughter or their child period is like 13 years old. So with that being said, I'm like, girl, are you fucking kidding me? Did you use this as a storyline to come on the show? Because I'm like, you really still mad about some shit that happened 13 years ago? And you talking about some, you can't look at him the same, this, that, and the third, but you still been with him this whole time? Like, girl, sit down. So Moani was like, you have never sat down and taken accountability for what you did. And Tough then goes on to explain how he grew up with a father who had 2 families and he took care of both families, and no, his mother didn't like the situation, but his mother never left. So he grew up thinking that that's how relationships go. Like you can do whatever you want to do as long as you taking care of home. So Moani was like, you come from a world where cheating isn't a deal breaker, but for me it is. You didn't give me a choice. And Tough was like, I'm sorry, you should have had a choice. And she was like, that was all I ever wanted, was you for you to take accountability and understand where I'm coming from. She was like, shit, we can go home now. And she was just so overjoyed. She went upstairs rejoicing and everything. And I'm like, y'all been together all these years and you had never known that his father had 2 families? Make it make sense. You've been with this man all these years. Y'all got a teenage child and this story never came up. Y'all, girl, who y'all think y'all fooling? They need to vet these couples a lot more better because it seemed like everybody on here faking in front except for Nori and Neri, child. Because that didn't even make no sense. So everybody's at the table and Brock asks Treasure what's wrong with her because she's sitting there with the long face or whatever, look like she about to cry. So Treasure was like, I'm just uncomfortable about this whole experience. I'm trying to figure out what this experience is about. And Mally was like, that don't really make sense to me. And so she get up from the table and she walks away mad. And I was like, here we go again. So Brock was like, I think she wonders, do you take her seriously? Mally was like, no matter what I do, it's something being said negative. If y'all, my friends, step up for it, because I step up for y'all. And here he go on his soapbox once again, acting like that he the president of the United States and he's such a good man, acting like he President Nixon and shit. And I'm like, boy, sit down somewhere. Like, he is always doing too much, trying to make everybody talk about how good of a person he is. If you're a good person, you don't have to keep on saying it every fucking 5 minutes. Like, boy, bye. So Brock in his confessional was like, I think Treasure is being real and Mally isn't. He's a master manipulator, and he very so much is. So Treasure comes back into the room, sits down at the table, and she was like, I'm just wondering what the mindset of my partner bringing me here is. So Mally was like, you chose to come here with me. Like, I ain't forced you to do nothing. And at this point, Treasure had it, baby. She was like, oh, this nigga really want to go there? Well, I'm about to put my pussy on the table. So she was like, I chose to come here with you because we made up a story about us being in a relationship to help our careers. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I've been saying from day one that Amber and Brock was fake. The way they was carrying on, it was weird, but I was really thinking that they was like really fucking with each other. Like, they straight up fucked with each other or whatever. Based off the way that she was acting, the way he was acting, like, they really had me believing that they was like really a thing. Like, I didn't think that they was like loving each other or some shit like that, but I thought that they had been dealing with each other for a minute. But when she said that, I'm like, child, like, marriage boot camp literally needs to only have couples on there who are actually married at this point, because everybody on here is fake. So everybody at the table is speechless. Everybody is speechless, like I was speechless. So Treasure was like, we came on the show because I wanted more publicity for my career and you wanted more publicity so you wouldn't have to go to jail. And I said, I've been saying that from episode 1, that this nigga was using her to help his image with this court case shit. So I was right about that. So Dr. Ish in his confession was like, I knew something was off with these two. You ain't no shit. You just kept on saying it was something going on with Mally, but you didn't know that. Shut up. So Mally was like, I don't want to talk about it no more. Like, he didn't even say like, you're lying or that's not true. He was like, I just don't want to talk about it no more. Like, he had guilt written all over him. Like, he is a horrible, horrible liar. So Nori was like, I just need to know this. Like, you say you don't really know him, then why does he make you so angry? And I was wondering the same thing. Like, cause if y'all don't really fuck with each other like that, then how can he get you so upset? Like, what is that all about? So Treasure was like, he tapped into my insecurities. Mally was like, how did I tap into your insecurities? And she was like, we only had sex one time and you had to make me take a Molly to have sex. You had to take a Molly and all types of ecstasy. And I'm like, wait a minute, Jesus, what in the fuck is going on here? So he tapped into your insecurities because the first time y'all fucked, he made you take a Molly. So I guess that made her feel like she wasn't good enough. Like, that's the only way his dick could get hard, or that's the only way he could get into fucking her. Because you can look at Treasure and tell that she has a lot of insecurities about herself, the way she carries herself, the way she walks, the way she just, everything about her is just sad. Like, sadness just drips from her pores. So Mally was like, that's what you asked for. And she was like, you gave me that. Who got the drugs? I don't even know where to get drugs in LA. So I'm like, both of y'all just over here pill popping and shit. I mean, it's obvious that I'm not really surprised about it, but to hear about it, it's just like, ew. Like, I guess people like, oh, Jesus. So Dr. Ish was like, to Judge Toller, he was like, that's not a small allegation to be safe. They need to be separated. I'm like, fuck, they need to be separated. They both need to be kicked out the fucking program because they fucking lied. So Dr. Ish goes down and asks to speak to Treasure. They go into the room and they talk, and he was like, what's happening? What's going on? So Treasure was like, when I met him in LA, we never had sex. Honestly, I came here for the check. I'm going to keep it real. That's what I did. It's not like I didn't want help. I need the money. It's COVID. He was like, oh, let's take this Molly. And I took it. It was forceful of him. And I'm like, what? So you met this man in LA. You said y'all didn't fuck then, but y'all fucked I guess while y'all was in quarantine, and he made you take a Molly, and then he forced it on you. I'm just wondering why she didn't feel comfortable enough to say no. Maybe she didn't want to come across like a lame or something. I don't know. Like, this whole thing is just over my head. It's weird. Maybe she thought if she said no, he would try to find another girl to come on the show with. I don't know. Like, this is just insane. Do I get predatory vibes from Mally? Yes. She's the perfect victim, for him to prey upon because she's so mentally weak. It's just a lot, bro. So Dr. Ish was like, you felt forced? And she was like, yes. And Dr. Ish says, did you feel like you couldn't say no? And she says, yes. So, but I was like, maybe her mind didn't think this far. I'm like, but you held the cards in your hand because y'all made a deal to come on the show for this check. So you could easily be like, no, I'm not fucking you. Like, we here to do a job. That's it. Like, get the fuck out my face or I'm going to leave and we ain't going to have nothing. Because you can't go and run against somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But, so, downstairs, the group is sitting talking. And Brock was like, I feel like Treasure don't lie. He has not owned anything. He keeps deflecting everything on her. And that's the guy's honest truth. I mean, he been doing that since day one. Moani was like, Mally is extremely concerned about what people think. And he's concerned about what people think because he's there to change his image. So Brock was like, does it seem like she cared? And everybody was like, no. Like, she just basically been putting it out there and keeping it real for the most part since she got here. So Dr. Ish says to Treasure, do you think you couldn't like him? Did you think you could like him once you met him? And she was like, yeah, but no, you can see I don't like him. So it literally was a thing where they got there. They had this plan. She was drinking. He was down in her. He was playing these head games, making her look bad. And she was probably thinking in her head, like, this is not what we came up with. And she realized, like, I don't even like this motherfucker. Like, why am I here to be made to look like this sloppy, ghetto, slutty bitch? And she was just like, no. I guess her, like she said, her spirit just didn't feel right because they was wrong for what they were doing. And I feel like, I hope that girl get help. You could tell that she has some type of calling on her life, but I don't know what it is because I'm not her. But Treasure has a calling on her life. She just got to answer that call and stop fighting it because it's something very beautiful inside of her. She just has to tap into it. So, Dr. Ish was like, nobody is holding you against your will. What do you need? And she was like, I don't want to see him. I just want to go home and be with my mama. And like, my heart broke with her when she saw it. She was like, I just want my mama. And whoo, Jesus, like she need her mama. She need her mama, some blessed oil, Jesus, Nazareth, the Latter-day Saints. She needs it all, my darling, honey. Wow. I really hope that after this show, like she continues to get like therapy and help because that baby needs it. So Dr. Ish was like, to be fair, we're going to get Mally's side. So Judge Tola goes to talk to Treasure to make sure that she doesn't need anything legally done. So she was like, would you like to contact the authorities? And she was like, I want to think about it. I just want to go home to Texas and just be with my family and just think about the whole entire situation. I don't really see her pressing charges up against him. I don't think that's something that she probably will do. Hopefully she just leaves him alone altogether. So Dr. Ish goes to talk to Mally. And he was like, I know you guys weren't dating before you got here. I know you aren't a real couple. Here he go, Mally talking about, so we were talking. It wasn't fake like for the show. We were dating on the phone. Like, this dude just did not want to cop to the fact that she exposed y'all. Like, this nigga was really here to plot and scheme to help his image with this court case and for the bag, and he is doing any and everything to make sure that he didn't come across looking worse than he already looked before he came into the house. And it was honestly sad and pathetic to watch this grown man lying and begging to be on the show. It was like, ew. So Dr. Ish was like, you said you were together for a year. She said you were on and off for 4 years and that she loved you. So you both agreed to lie to us. Mally Thompson, no, I didn't lie. And he's stuttering all over the place. Can't even get his sentences together. Mally was like, the part where I started to care about her was 100% true. You didn't give a fuck about that girl and you showed it with your actions. He was like, we started saying we love each other. Like, this nigga really think people stupid. Like, you can run game on these little $2 hoes, as Jocelyn would say, from the strip club. But like, who, like, what? Nigga, we are grown with brains. Boy, sit down somewhere. So Dr. Ish was like, you're 43. What are you doing? Like, he was even looking at him like, are you serious right now, my nigga? You are a 43-year-old bald head man looking like a goddamn serpent with cut off fucking shirts and shit on, showing these fat ass arms of yours, like giving us Voldemort. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? So Mally was like, she lying about the drugs. Whatever she did on her own. You can check my stuff. But let's say we did do Molly. Oh, let's say we did. Like, if you didn't do it, why is you giving hypotheticals then? So he was like, let's say we did do Molly. Why is she attacking me when we said we were going to come on here and make each other look good? You're the doctor. Do you believe everything she said about me? And if you notice, this is what he does, because he did the same thing to everybody on last week's episode. He was like, do y'all really think I'm the devil? Like, he tried to get other people's opinions in to validate what he's saying. And Dr. Ish was like, well, both of y'all lie. He was like, no. Do you really think that believe everything that she said to me? I would love to stay if you can help me. I've been a good person here to everybody. I'll stay and do whatever you want me to do. And it's just like, nigga, stop begging. Are you broke? Are you, like, what is going on here? Like, just take the L and leave with dignity. So Dr. Ish in his confession was like, Mally is deflected and not taking responsibility for lying to get into the house. So tonight I'm isolating him from everyone else. Why are you isolating him? Why are you prolonging it? He should have fucking left as soon as she fucking left. Like, stop it with the foolishness. Or maybe they held him in a house so they wouldn't be in the airport at the same time. That just popped up in my mind. That gotta be the reason why they made him stay overnight. So they both wouldn't be at the airport and run into each other. So Treasure and her sagging cat suit come down to say goodbye to everybody. It was very awkward and just like, it was pathetic, to be honest with you. It was just sad to watch. So the next day, Mally is kept in his room until after the group exercise. They see their puppets because it's sex day. Every season they do the little puppet act to show how their sex lives are. Brock and Amber go first, and we see that Brock, he says that he's the initiator half the time, and Amber was like, you coming out turned me off. Either you like Amber or you like somebody else. So Dr. Ish was like, I wonder how much what other people think affects you. Amber was like, I have people in my family like, he gonna go back to guys. And Dr. Ish was like, I wonder how you would feel if what they said didn't matter. And Brock was like, we would be getting married. We would be engaged, getting married. And Amber was like, no, we wouldn't. No. And I was like, damn. And even he was sitting there like, damn. Like, but he didn't even say nothing. So that just lets me know once again that this can't be real. Somebody that you supposed to been in a relationship with for all these years tell you that they don't want to marry you, and you just sit there like, mum's the word. Come on now. So, where was I at? Moani and Tough go and they initiate their sex life, and she basically goes to sit on it, and he like, damn, like, can we do anything else first? And he said that he basically got to stick his penis in her face, and she get to smiling and shit and get to going to work, or she like it or something, child. But the whole time, Moani was giggling and sniggling and just cheesing. And Dr. Ish was like, I wish you could see yourself. And she was like, what? How do I look? And Dr. Ish was like, is there a world? No, I'm sorry. Moani admits that she doesn't give him oral sex because she felt her mouth wasn't the only mouth there. And I was like, oh, so you've been holding off on really giving this man head for 13 years? Jesus. So Dr. Ish was like, is there a world where you ever feel comfortable doing it? And she was like, I don't think there is. Why are you with this man? Why are you with him? You still holding on to something that he did all these years ago. You don't want to give him over sex. You don't think you'll ever be over it. Why are you with him? Or y'all even together for real? Because this don't even make sense to me. So Dr. Ish is like, if you don't think you can get past this, then you need to let him go. The fuck? So Neri and Nori go next, and it's basically her being the initiator, and that nigga just laying there like a slug because you know he fat. So Neri was like, I need you to be more freaky. Dr. Ish was like, she feels like she's doing most of the lion's share of the work. Neri was like, you always satisfy me, just satisfy me in other places. And Dr. Ish was like, helping? She was like, yeah. And that's what a lot of men tend to forget, that we need to be seduced, just not physically by like foreplay. You gotta romance our minds. You know what I'm saying? Get us some flowers, wash the dishes, take out the trash, make sure the house is clean, put the kids to bed, run me a bath. Like, you know, you gotta get us prepared. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she asking for. So after the exercise, Dr. Ish goes to see Mally. And he was like, based off the criteria, you don't qualify to be here. Mally steady begging. I was interested in this woman. I came because I knew it would make me a good judge of character and what to look for in a partner. Like, he just coming and just saying anything that come to this nigga head. So Dr. Ish was like, you know, this is a program for couples. If I was working with you privately, I would work on your vulnerability. But you got to go and dip on niggas. So I was like, yeah, it's time for you to go, serpent, you devil, spawn. This was a crazy episode of Marriage Boot Camp. Everybody's liars on this show except for Neri and Nori. I don't believe in none of these damn couples now, except for Neri and Nori. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe. And I can't wait to see you all here in St. Louis December 4th for the Paper Heart movie premiere. Tickets are on sale right now for the Detroit premiere. I'll have the information down below in the description box. If you want to come, cop your tickets fast because they will be sold out before you know it. Love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.